everybody, thanks for being here. I am here today with my wonderful mom who's going to help me film this video. This class is a class that I created for an organization here called No More, which is an organization which brings awareness to domestic violence. So this class is really focused on healing and confidence, and so it's a beginner level class and it's prenatal friendly, so that's great. If you are modifying for pregnancy, now we want to remember a few things. Not putting a lot of pressure on our bellies and taking poses where we can relieve that pressure. So instead of cobra, we do up dog, and you do up dog a lot, which is perfect for anyone who's modifying for pregnancy. Also, we'll keep our legs open during forward folds, and I'll remind you these things along the way. So today we're going to start with two breathing techniques. One is called 4-7-8, and the other one is Ujjayi breathing. In 4-7-8, we are retaining our breath. So we inhale for 4, hold our breath for 7, and then exhale for 8. If you are modifying for pregnancy, do not hold your breath and just inhale and exhale. So I'm going to explain 4-7-8. 4-7-8 breathing technique is a relaxing breathing technique, and it can be done anytime you feel a little stressed or overwhelmed. It doesn't take long at all. It's also a great breathing technique to lead you into sleep. So the way it works is that you inhale through the nose for 4 counts. You hold your breath for 7 counts. Then you exhale through the mouth, making the swishing sound, for 8 counts. We're going to do it for about 2 minutes. I'll guide us through the first couple rounds, and then you'll do the rest of the time by yourself. So let's exhale completely. And we'll begin. Inhale through the nose for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Great job. And keep it going. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. About a minute and a half on your own. Last round. Great job. How do you feel?
Really rested. Very calm.
Good. Okay, this is going to lead us into our second breathing technique, which is Ujjayi breathing. This is the kind of breath that we take throughout our practice. If this is new to you, or if that isn't really in your practice, then we want to focus on long, slow, deep breaths. We're going to break down Ujjayi breath right now anyways. So Ujjayi breath is a constriction in the back of your throat so that you're able to guide the air in and out of your body at your own pace. So a good way to start is to breathe with the mouth open first and make an HA sound as as you inhale and exhale as if you're fogging up a mirror. And you can hold your hand in front of the mouth if you need a little bit of a reference point. So let's start by inhaling through the nose. Exhale, mouth open. Inhale. Exhale. Continue breathing like this. And when you get a good hang of it, close the lips and start to breathe in and out through the nose, constricting the back of the throat. 2 minutes, deep inhales, full complete exhales. As you inhale, fill the belly, then the rib cage, and finally the chest. As you exhale, go in reverse. Out the chest, squeeze the ribs together, and finally pull the belly in to exhale all of your air. Keep it going. Your breath should be audible, and it sort of sounds like you're mimicking a Darth Vader breath. About 1 more minute, which is equal to about 10 breaths. Last 2 breaths. We'll slowly start to open our eyes. We'll continue with the movement part of our class, our asanas, the postures. So you'll go ahead and face the top of the mat, and we'll continue with some seated stretches. We're going to begin with neck stretches. So sit up nice and straight, pull the lower belly in towards the spine and the heart. Uddiyana Bandha, abdominal muscle lock. We'll start by dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. Shoulders away from the ears. Long, slow, deep breaths, about 2 more. Lift the head up through the center and over to the other side. Left ear to your left shoulder. Shoulders away from the ears. We'll take 2 long, slow, deep Ujjayi breaths. Lift the head up through the center. Now chin to the chest. Extend through the back of the neck. We'll take 2 more long, slow, deep breaths here. Lift the head up through the center, chin up, head back. Stretch the muscles of the throat. If it feels good to take a bit of an underbite to further stretch the muscles in the front of the throat, feel free. Lift the head up through the center. We'll take 2 neck rotations. Drop the chin towards the chest and we'll rotate to the right slowly at your own pace. Left ear towards the left shoulder, and then head down. We'll take it to the other side. Left ear towards the left shoulder, head back. Right ear towards the right shoulder, and then chin to chest. Lift the head up through the center, and we'll continue with side bends. Inhale the arms up through the center. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. Right arm down, left arm up and over. Here you want to pull the lower ribs in and up and reach the top middle finger away from the left hip point. If you would like to deepen in this pose, drop the forearm down and breathe. One more breath. Inhale both arms up through the center. Exhale over to the other side. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Pull the lower ribs in and up and reach the top middle finger away from the right hip point. To deepen, you can bring the left forearm down, and we'll take one more breath. Inhale both arms up through the center, interlace the hands behind your back. Pull the fist down, inhale, lift the chest, and forward hinge. Doing your best to hinge from the hips and not round from the waist. Arms away from the butt, and we'll breathe. 2 deep breaths. Inhale the arms up overhead, and now interlace the hands in front of the body. Bring the arms down at shoulder level, and we're going to pull the fists away from the body, rounding the upper back and stretching the shoulders. Breathe here for 3, 2, and release, arms by your side. We're going to move into a tabletop position for cat and cow pose. You can roll over the knees or swoosh the legs off through the side and come onto all fours. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, arch the back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, tilt the tailbone up, cow. Exhale, round the spine for cat, push the mat away, pull the belly in, sitting bones down. And we'll repeat. Inhale to arch, and exhale to round. Keep this going about 3 more times. Inhale. Every time you inhale, pull the shoulders away from the ears more. Exhale, round, back of the heart up. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, hands flat. Inhale. And exhale. Now you can start to move around, shifting the weight side to side, moving in little circles, doing anything that feels best for you. Moving in a judgment-free way. You can tuck your toes, push the weight back onto the feet, getting a foot stretch. You can also start to turn the fingertips towards the knees for a wrist and forearm stretch. You can inhale, come forward, exhale back. And if your fingertips don't reach all the way around like that, fingertips side to side is a great place to be. Last full deep breath. We'll move into melting heart pose. Turn the fingertips forward, walk the hands away, melt the heart down towards the mat and towards the knees and thighs. Widen the collarbones and keep breathing for 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Push into the hands to come out of the pose. Walk the hands back, wrists under the shoulders, and we'll move into tiger's stretch. This can be taken in little sections. So the first part, extend the right leg back. Toes point towards the wall behind you. Firm up the quad muscles, pull the belly in, and you're welcome to stay here or extend the left arm forward. Reach through the fingers and the toes, pull the ribs together, and you're welcome to stay here or bend your back leg and catch it with your hand. If you can reach the foot from the pinky side with the thumb pointing up, great. This will help you open your chest and shoulder. Push the foot into the hand and breathe for 3. Right hand is completely flat, pushing into the knuckle of the index finger for 2. Take one more deep breath and release. Extend the arm and the leg first. Bring the hand and knee down and we'll take it to the other side. First, we'll start with left leg back. You're welcome to stay here or right arm forward. Squeeze everything towards the center line of your body. And you can stay here, bend your back leg and catch your foot from the pinky edge. Push the foot into your hand, creating a bandha, a lock between the foot and the hand for 3. Pull the belly button in towards the spine for 2. Push into the left hand completely, especially the knuckle of the index finger for 1. Extend the arm and the leg, bring the hand and knee down for thread the needle. Inhale the right arm up, thread it under the left, walk it really far away, palm faces up. Your left arm can support you overhead or it can wrap behind your back, just like this. In this pose, we'll take longer, slower, deeper breaths. We'll lift the heart up and bring the shoulders down as if we're taking a little back bend. And then we'll also focus on scooping the lower belly in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. We'll take one more deep breath. Change. We'll bring the left arm overhead to help ourselves out of the pose and back into a tabletop position for the other side. Inhale the left arm up. Thread it under the right. Walk it far away, palm facing up. Ear and shoulder down to the mat. The right arm can support you overhead or wrap behind the back for 3 breaths. Same thing here. Shoulders down, heart up for 2. And we'll pull the belly in towards the spine for 1. Bring the right arm overhead to help you out of the pose and back into a tabletop position. We're going to step into plank pose to get ready for downward facing dog. So step the feet back into plank pose. Now lift the hips up and we'll move into downward facing dog. This is upward facing dog, which is a great variation for those who are modifying for pregnancy. Now, downward facing dog. Great job. Downward facing dog and plank pose have the same distance between the hands and the feet. So you should be able to shift into plank pose and back into downward facing dog without having to move the hands or the feet. If you feel like you need to move the hands and feet together, instead lift the heels and bend the knees. We'll take 3 breaths in our downward facing dog. Things to remember here: hands flat, pushing into the L's of the hands. Wrap the triceps, which means if you were to bend the elbows, they would bend straight back and not wide. Relax the shoulders. Pull the belly in and up. Reach the sitting bones high and the heels low. Last breath. We'll start to take little steps to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Ragdoll pose. Grab opposite elbows and swing side to side. In ragdoll pose, we want to move from the hips swinging like a pendulum, and not just the arms moving the shoulders. One more full deep breath. We'll stop through the center, release the elbows, let the arms jangle and roll up bit by bit. Inhale the arms up at the top, side bend to the right, right arm down, left arm up and over. Same thing here, pull the lower ribs in and up, reach the top middle finger away from the hip point. Inhale up through the center, exhale over to the other side. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Reach the top middle finger away from the hip point and pull the lower ribs in and up. Inhale the arms up through the center, interlace the hands behind your back. Pull the fists down, lift the chest, bend your knees and forward fold. Long, slow inhales, full, complete exhales. Here we want to focus on keeping the palms and the wrists together. Arms away from the butt, and if you want to take a few little twists, go ahead. So you can twist towards the left, connecting the right shoulder to the right knee, and then vice versa. Take this if it feels good for you. If not, you can hold down the center for 2 more breaths. Forward folds are great to relieve anxiety and tension in the neck, spine, and back, and it also helps to reduce stress. Release the arms once again, let the arms dangle, and we'll roll up bit by bit. Inhale the arms up at the top, exhale hands to your heart, feet together at the top of the mat. We'll hold in mountain pose, grounding down through our feet. Use this time to set an intention for the class, maybe a focus. Mountain pose is the base of all other standing poses. It helps improve the posture, it helps to build confidence, and it allows us to stand tall. In this pose, we can really feel like we can accomplish anything. We're going to continue with a few salutations, warming up our body. We'll add slight back bends throughout these salutations, which help us to dig deep and feel vulnerable, which is great and essential for healing. It also prepares us to release emotion and helps us to find grounding throughout our practice. We'll begin. Inhale the arms up, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend your knees, hands to the mat, nose to shin bones. Inhale for a halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Step, hop, and you can bring the knees down, lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog, she's taking up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. For 3 breaths. Pull the belly button in towards the spine for 2, great job. And find peace and comfort in each pose. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. If you're modifying for pregnancy, then you're going to do all of this with the legs slightly apart to allow space for your belly. Second round, we're going to change it up a little bit. Inhale the arms up, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat, nose to shin bones. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, chaturanga, step, hop or float, lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe for 3. Remember, hands flat, pushing into the L's of the hands. Wrap the triceps so you're using more of your lat muscles and not just your arms. Pull the belly in. Sitting bones high, reach the heels down low. We'll come into a kneeling lunge, right foot forward, step the foot in between the hands. If you need to use your hand to bring the foot up, that's great. Lower the left knee down and inhale the arms up. Grab opposite elbows. Move the arms slightly behind the ears to create a back bend. Inhale, lift the chest up and back, hips forward and down for 3 more breaths. Push into the front foot completely, especially the base of the big toe. 2 more breaths. Pull the lower belly in and up, and squeeze your left butt cheek. 1 more breath. Take a big inhale, full exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands, tuck your back toes, step the front foot back, bend the elbows straight back to lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog, widen the collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. Left foot forward, kneeling lunge, step the foot up. You can use your hand and drop the right knee down, untuck the toe. Inhale the arms up and we'll grab opposite elbows. Move the arms behind the ears, lift the heart up and back to create a back bend, hips forward and down for 3 more breaths. Push into the left foot completely, especially the base of the big toe. Bring the knee towards the center line of your body for 2 more breaths. Pull the belly in and up. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Last full inhale. Complete exhale. Plant the hands, tuck your back toe, and we'll move into chaturanga. So plant the hands, tuck your back toes, step the front foot back, sitting bones to heels. Lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog, arch the back, lift the chest. Exhale for downward facing. Breathe. 3 more breaths. Downward dog helps us to clear mental fog. It combats anxiety, improves our mood, and since this is considered to be an inversion, it helps for the blood to flow towards our head, which could relieve headaches. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're gonna add on and change it up just a little bit more. How you doing?
Great.
Awesome. Step to the top of the mat, big toes touching. Inhale the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. You can bend the knees, hands to the mat, nose to shin bones. Inhale, halfway lift of your modifying legs apart. Exhale, chaturanga, step back. Bend the elbows. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale for downward facing. We're going to move into lizard lunge. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Foot in line with the hands. Left knee stays up. Energy in your left leg. Squeeze the quad muscle. We'll breathe here for 3 long, slow, deep breaths. If it's in your practice, feel free to bring the elbows down, either to the mat or to blocks. Great job. See how she's using blocks here? It's a great idea. You can use 1 or 2. 2 more breaths. We'll plant the hands on the mat. We're going to move into wild thing, a half back bend. Step the right foot behind the left leg, rotate the toes to the back wall, arch the back, lift the chest, and reach the right arm forward and down for 3, 2, downward facing dog. Here we can take an optional vinyasa flow. So that's inhale forward to plank, exhale Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking it to the other side. Left foot forward, lizard lunge. Step the foot to the outside of the left hand. Foot in line with the hands. We will stay here, or if you would like to deepen, bring the forearms down to the mat or blocks. Keep the right leg really firm, and we'll take 3 breaths. Belly button pulls in and up, reach the heart forward and the sitting bones to your right heel. For 2. Plant the hands on the mat. We'll move into wild thing. Step the left foot behind the right leg, rotate the toes to the back wall, arch the back, lift the chest, reach the left arm forward and down for 2. 1. Downward facing dog, optional vinyasa flow, it's totally up to you. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. We'll drop the knees here and rest in child's pose. Breathe deeply. In child's pose, you want to feel opposite stretches, reaching the arms forward and the hips back. As you inhale, notice how your back expands. As you exhale, notice how you settle into the pose a little bit more. 2 more breaths. Last full deep breath. Downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, butt down, arms up. We're going to hold it here for just a moment. If you're modifying for pregnancy, feet apart. You want your toes to be directly in front of the heels. Knees bend over the second and third toe. Chair pose is a great pose that teaches us to find strength in the uncomfortable. Sitting bones down, belly in. Here we're still going to wrap the triceps, so pinkies in. 1 more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs, hands to the mat, nose to shin bones. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, shoulders back. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands, step, hop, or float. Sitting bones to heels, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you're taking cobra, your legs are still on the mat and your elbows are bending straight back into your body. Bend those elbows a little bit more. Squeeze the feet together. Active legs still. Then you exhale for down dog. Great job. Moving nice and slowly through our sun salutation V. Right foot forward, warrior 1. Step the right foot in between the hands. Lower the back heel at a 45-degree angle. Inhale the arms up. We'll stay here for just a moment. You want to reach to the pinky edge of your back foot. It's almost as if you're lifting the back inner ankle up to bring the pinky edge of the foot down. Firm up the entire leg, an external rotation in the thigh. Shoulders forward, hips forward, and your front knee is bending over the second and third toe. Keep pulling the lower belly in and up. Take 1 more big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands, step the front foot back, lower down halfway, reach the chest forward, bend the elbows straight back. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Step the left foot in between the hands. Lower the right heel at a 45-degree angle, arms up. Great job. Shoulders down, shoulders forward, hips forward, as if you're narrowing the right hip point. Pull the lower belly in, ribs together. We'll take one more big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands, step the front foot back, sitting bones to heels, bend the elbows straight back. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Now she's an up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. We're coming into our first dolphin pose. So drop the knees, or you can come straight away. So see how she dropped the forearms? If you're more familiar with dolphin, you can drop the forearms right away, or you bring the knees down. Right now, she just measured opposite elbows. By grabbing opposite elbows like this, she measured her arms and then clasped her hands. This ensures that the elbows stay under the shoulders. Then you tuck your toes, lift the knees and the hips. Dolphin pose is basically downward facing dog, but on your forearms. This is the base for your forearm stand. It has all of the same benefits as an inversion. And the great thing about dolphin pose is there's kind of two ways you can think about it. You can think about your flexibility, pushing your forearms and elbows into the mat to get the chest closer to the legs, which helps to open and stretch the chest and the shoulders. At the same time, you draw the heels down, really stretching and extending through the back of the legs. If you want to work your core a little bit more, then lift the heels and get the hips over the shoulders as best as possible, walking the toes up towards the elbows as much as you can. We'll breathe here, only 2 more breaths. Pull the lower belly in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. Lower belly pulls in. Last breath. Child's pose, lower the knees. Great job. How are you feeling?
Good.
Take a few breaths. Do anything you need to do here. You want to wipe off your sweat a little bit. You want to grab some water. I left you a water bottle there. Take your own resting time. You're welcome. We're going to slow it down a little bit here, which is a good place to do so. Kind of re-gather our breath. So when you're ready, roll up bit by bit, grab your one block and your strap. You're going to bring the block in between the calves and sit down, toes pointing back. So just like this. Knees together should be relatively comfortable. You can always stack one block on top of the other. If you have any knee sensitivity, that's a great thing to do. If you're just not feeling this pose, then feel free to come back into easy sitting pose, which is just legs crossed in front of your body. And you always have that option for the block or a pillow under your butt. Cool? Let's grab our strap. We're going to do some more shoulder stuff. Open up our heart and our chest. Okay, we're going to start in a V, a low V. Nice. The movement is just inhale, arms up. Exhale back. So the goal here is to keep the arms straight and the shoulders down the entire time. If you're doing this thing, then you want to separate the hands a little bit more. Separating the hands makes it a little easier, and as you become more comfortable with the movement, you can bring the hands closer together, making it a little bit more difficult. We'll take it about 5 more times total. Here you want to remember, shoulders down, ribs together, and keep breathing. Last few times. Great job. This is also a great place to practice Ujjayi breath, timing your breath with your movement. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Last one, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale both arms up, take a side bend to the right. Loving those side bends today. Here you want to feel as if you're pulling the strap apart. Lower ribs in and up, and breathe. Shoulders down. One more deep breath. Inhale up through the center, exhale over to the other side. Lower ribs in and up. Feel as if you're ripping the strap apart. Take one more big deep breath. Inhale up through the center. We're going to release the strap with the right hand and let the strap fall behind the back. Your right arm, you're going to take a rotation with the right arm. Arm out to the side. Flip the thumb, grab the strap behind your back. Now, pull both arms straight. The goal is to get your top arm behind the head as best as possible. If this feels super hard for you, separate the hands. If it feels a little easy, then bring the hands closer together and then re-stretch. 2 more breaths. Bring the ribs together and the belly in. Last breath. Bend the elbows wide and reset. Right arm up, left arm down. Give yourself some slack so that the strap falls behind the back. Left arm out to the side, rotate the arm, thumb down, and grab the strap behind your back. Pull the arms as straight as possible. Oh, that's looking good. You want your top arm, as best as possible, to be behind the head. If it's hard, if it feels like you're in a hard variation, you separate the hands. If it's starting to feel a little easy, you bring the hands closer together. One more breath. Bend the elbows wide, and we'll bring the strap out of the way. Great job. You can come off of the block and back into your downward dog. We're going to move into balancing poses, our favorite. Find your breath here. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop up for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Great job. We're going to start with tree pose. I know, one-legged balancing poses are so difficult, but some things that we want to remember when we're in one-legged balancing poses is to push down on 3 points of your standing foot. So the base of your big toe, the base of the pinky toe, and the middle of the heel, like you're creating this triangle of equal pressure. Then you want to remember to pull the leg muscles up as if you're growing more, out of the pelvic bones, out of the waist. Keep the ribs together and balance. Pick a spot and focus. We're just going to do what we can. All right. Let's start with tree pose. Shift the weight to the right leg and bring the left foot against the right inner leg, either below the knee or above the knee. No feet on the knees. We don't want to put any pressure on our knee because we want our foot to push into the leg as the leg pushes back. Pull the belly in, inhale the arms up and open. For 3 long, slow, deep breaths. Tree pose is said to ease anxiety. It brings balance to your body, and it allows us to focus on the present moment. It promotes concentration, awareness, and it can be practiced anywhere. One more breath. Bring the hands together overhead, down to your heart, turn the left knee forward. Extend the legs, squeeze the quad, and bring the foot down. That was really good. Okay, a little added pressure right now, right? Okay, we're gonna switch it to the left side. Left leg down, right leg up. Foot to the inside of the calf or the thigh. No feet on the knees. Pull the lower belly in, ribs together. Inhale the arms up and open. You want your right leg to point out to the side. You got it. If you come out of it, just pop right back in. One-legged balancing poses are great to show our true colors during yoga. You can either get frustrated or you can push through and come right back into your pose. 2 more breaths here. Hands together overhead, down to your heart, turn the right knee forward, extend the leg, squeeze the quad, and slowly bring the foot down. That was good. Okay, you got this. Left ankle over the right knee for a figure 4. So we're gonna bring the left ankle over the right knee, and we're gonna twist the foot up so that the left knee hangs heavy. Hands to your heart, sit down in a chair. This is a great pose to work your flexibility, opening up the hips and the glute as well as your balance. Keep the lower belly in. We're gonna hold here for 3. You can also push your hands into each other, elbows in a straight line, so that you feel like you're squeezing everything towards the midline. For 2, 1. Inhale, straighten your right leg, extend your left leg, squeeze the quad, pull the lower belly in and lower down, switch sides. Nice. Bring the right ankle over the left knee. Sit back in a little chair. Twist the right foot, sole of the foot points up so that the right knee can hang heavy. Stretching the hips and the glutes. Pull the lower belly in and breathe for 3. Hands together for stability, elbows in a straight line for 2. Inhale, come up, straighten the left leg, extend the right, squeeze the quad, and slowly bring the foot down. Good job. Keep breathing while you're doing these as well. Okay, last, one-legged standing pose is standing bow pose. This one's kind of complex for people, so we want to break it down a little bit. Let's start on the left side so that they're able to see it first, okay? Left elbow into the waist. Her palm is going to continue to point up and the thumb back. You're going to scoop the foot up from the inside. Match up the knees. You're welcome to stay here. You might get a little bit of a cramp in the hamstring. Just push through it. Inhale the right arm up so much that the shoulder comes to the chin. You're slightly twisting the shoulders. You kick back and reach forward with the same intensity. If you reach forward too much, you'll fall forward. If you kick back too much, you'll come up. So breathe here for 3. Belly bump, left hip, left knee, point down for 2. Inhale, come up. Yes, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Great job. Take a breath. We're going to move to the other side. Right elbow into the waist. Lift the right leg, scoop the foot up from the inside and match up the knees. Inhale the left arm up so much, shoulder to the chin. Kick back and reach forward with the same intensity. Belly button, right hip, right knee, continue to point down. And we'll breathe here for 3, 2, inhale, come up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Great job. Step to the top of the mat for half moon pose. Doing great. We're almost there. We'll take a break after this. Okay. We're going to do standing half moons with this one. Okay. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the hands over your head. Release the pointer fingers. That's Kali Mudra. Move the arms slightly behind the ears, legs together. Inhale the fingertips and shoulders up and to the right, hips to the left. Lower ribs pull in and up. All of our side bends have been preparing us for this moment. Reach the index fingers away from the left hip point. Pull the lower ribs in and up. Shoulders are balanced at a diagonal. Breathe, 2 more breaths, arms as straight as possible like you're squeezing your head. 1 more breath. Inhale the fingertips and shoulders up through the center. Exhale over to the other side. If you need to take an extra breath in between, totally fine. Pull the lower ribs in and up. Reach the index fingers away from the right hip point. Keep breathing. Stay with me here. 2 more breaths. Come down as far as you can. Inhale the fingertips up. Full exhale here. We're going to take a back bend now. So bend your elbows. Lift the chin and look up. Squeeze the legs together. Pull the inner thighs up. Inhale the fingertips up and back. Eyes, chin, and chest follow. Lift the heart up to decompress the spine and let the fingertips guide your back bend. Breathe for 3. Go at your own pace on this one, but keep breathing for 2. 1 more full deep breath. Inhale, come up, great job. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the mat, nose to shin bones. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, chaturanga, step hopper, float back. Sitting bones to heels, lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra or up dog, arch the back, lift the chest. Exhale for downward facing. Child's pose. Take a break. Great job. Long, slow, deep breaths. Here you can do anything you want. You want to keep up the intensity in your class? Then hop into a dolphin pose. You want to take a break, chilling out the class a little bit? Come into your child's pose. Look at you. Great job. Whatever you decide to do, commit to at least 3 long, slow, deep breaths. And whenever you're ready, drop the knees, take a moment, and we'll come into downward dog whenever you're ready. We're moving into our peak sequence here. So this is the last sequence before we start to cool down a little bit. All right, let's come into a high lunge, right foot forward. Left heel stays up over the ball of the foot. Squeeze the legs together to inhale the arms up. Keep the strength and the energy in your back leg. Pull the lower belly in and up. Narrow the hip points. Eagle arms. Left arm under the right. Cross at the elbows and twist at the wrists. If this isn't happening for you today, you can bring the hands to the shoulders or back of the hands together. Good job. We're going to step it into a chair. Left foot comes forward, step it into a little chair. Belly in. See how she went straight into eagle pose? It's a great option. Lift the left leg up and step it into eagle. No, you go, girl. Arms away from the body. We'll hold it here. Your left toes can rest on the floor to support you. Float by the right calf or wrap around the right ankle. Sit the hips low for 3. Sitting bones to heel for 2. Lower belly in and arms away from the body for 1. Standing split. Inhale the arms up, float the left leg forward and back. Hands down, toes up. In standing split, the crown of the head points down. Take any variations you want. If you want to work on your balance, you can wrap the right arm around the right calf or ankle. And then you can wrap the left arm, seeing if you are able to balance without hands. If you're working your flexibility, you can bend your top leg, catch it with your right hand. You don't need to come into that, I'm doing it. And if you want to practice your handstands or handstand hops, then shift the weight onto your hands, float up and down. Pull the belly in, float it up. If you find a little hover, great. And if not, just come up and down for 3, 2. Take a long step back with those left toes, high lunge. Inhale the arms up, squeeze the legs together. Chaturanga. Plant the hands, step the front foot back, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Last round, last side. Doing great. Left foot forward. Right heel up, high lunge, arms overhead. Eagle arms, right arm under, left arm over. Step it into chair pose. Right foot comes forward, sit the hips down. Firm up the belly first. Eagle legs, inhale the right leg up and over. You can have your toes down for support. Float the toes by the left calf or work to wrap those toes around the calf. Sitting bones to heel. Pubic bone to belly button. Arms away from the body. Last breath. Standing split. Inhale the arms up. Float the right leg forward and back. Hands down. Right toes up. Same thing here. You might find one side is a little easier than the other, which is totally normal. You can work your flexibility, your balance, or you can work your handstand hops here. Long, slow, deep breaths for 3. For 2. Plant the hands down, step the right foot back, inhale the arms up. High lunge first. She's ready for it. Chaturanga. Plant the hands, step the front foot back, lower down halfway. Inhale either cobra or up dog. So if your legs are down, your elbows are bent. If your legs are up, the arms are straight. Exhale, downward dog. Guess what? Pigeon pose. Yay! Pigeon pose, right knee forward. Extend the left leg back. And we'll just take a gentle forward fold here. This is your time to chill out. Pigeon pose melts away any physical or mental tension. It encourages us to let go and to embrace the discomfort and the challenge of the pose. Some people find this pose really therapeutic, really easy. Some people find it therapeutic and challenging. So wherever you are in this pose, just think about letting go. Important things to remember in pigeon pose is you want to have the hips balanced. So in this case, left hip down, you're doing great. If you find that you're plopping over to the right side, then you just bring a block under your butt. 2 more breaths. Plant the hands for downward facing dog. Tuck your back toe. Downward dog split first. Reach the right leg all the way up, stretch it far away, and then bring the leg down. Great job, left side. Inhale the left leg up, bend your knee and bring the knee forward for pigeon pose. Reach the right toes back and take a forward fold. Of course, if you're modifying for pregnancy, you always want to give yourself space. You want to give your belly space and just come down as far and as comfortable as you feel. Same things apply here. You want to bring the right hip down. And if you feel as if you're plopping over to the left side, stick a block under your butt. Like that. You don't have to, you're doing great. 2 more breaths. Plant the hands for downward facing dog. Tuck your back toe. We'll move into down dog split first. Left toes reach up, and we'll lower the leg down. We're going to hop onto our butts for butterfly pose. So you can hop or step onto your butt Legs come forward, bottoms of the feet together. Knees out to the side. We're going to lift and lower the legs a few times, just finding mobility in the hips. Interlace the hands under the pinky edge of your foot. And whenever you feel ready, stop the knee movement. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the knees down, and hinge forward. You want to feel as if you're getting your heart over the toes. You can use your elbows or your hands to guide the knees down just a little bit more. Pubic bone, back, heart forward. Yeah, that's a good idea. Get the butt out from under you. 2 more breaths. Inhale, come up for bridge pose. Plant the feet, grab behind the knees, and come all the way down flat on your back. Feet like in a number 11, so hip distance apart, arms by your side, option for assisted bridge. Inhale, lift the hips up. You can reach your fingertips towards your heels, just like she's doing. It helps to bring the shoulder blades together and give you a nice firm base under the body. In bridge pose, hug the knees towards the center line. Don't let the knees splay out. Good job. And you want to think about bringing your pelvic bones towards the face and letting the lower belly cave in. 2 more full deep breaths, lifting the hips up. Slowly start to bring the hips down. We're going to do assisted bridge pose here. You can use the block if you don't have a block. Like I said, you can always use a book or books stacked. And if not, you can take bridge pose again. It's totally fine. You can also just skip out on this one. So lift the hips, bring the block under your tailbone sacrum area. This should feel nice and supported. You have 3 levels of the block. Any level that feels best for you is great. You have the first level, second, and third. A variation you can take in this pose is to extend the legs out straight and wide. Yeah, great. If it feels good for you to bring the arms overhead, you can always do that, breathing here for 3. Looks good. For 2. I don't know if I've ever seen you on that high block. That's awesome. Bring the arms by your side, plant the feet down, lift the hips, get the block out from under you and lower down. Plow pose. The feet are lifting up and overhead. In plow pose, you can use your hands to support the hips and the toes are drawing down towards the space behind your head. It's very important for you not to look side to side to protect your neck. You want to look straight up at the legs. If plow pose is not in your practice, then you come back into assisted bridge pose. You lift the hips, bring the block under the tailbone, sacrum area, and legs come straight up. You have a lot of the same benefits as you do in plow pose. Breathe here, and if you feel comfortable, come into a shoulder stand. Toes point straight up towards the ceiling. From here, you can work on ear pressure pose, and you bend the knees either towards the forehead, or to come into ear pressure pose, you squeeze the head at the temples. Either variation is great. If you want to practice embryo pose, then you cross at the ankles like she did, draw the knees towards the shoulders, and keep the heels against the butt. Take any variations that you want, and when you feel ready, roll down bit by bit. Fish pose is next. You have 2 options, Assisted fish pose or regular fish pose? Which one do you want to take?
It's assisted.
Assisted. In assisted fish pose, you bring the block in between the shoulder blades and you want to scoot either up or down the block enough to let the head fall back comfortably to where the neck is not feeling any sort of tension. If you do feel tension, then you get your second block and you bring it under the head right here. Which one do you like better?
Both feel good.
Okay, great. Fish pose is a back bend, a counter pose to plow pose. It helps to open up the chest and the heart. It should feel really comfortable, especially in the assisted variation. We'll take a few deep breaths here. I encourage the people who come to my class to feel free and stay in this pose to end our class, or you just roll off to the side or sit up and come into our last pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. Yay! Where we lie flat on our back, arms by our side. This is also a great time for you to take any other pose that you feel that you need or we didn't guide in today's class. This is the time to completely let go. I'll adjust the lights a little bit for her. You can adjust the lights for yourself as well. Shavasana is a great time to work on your Ujjayi breathing. It's also a great time to do nothing at all. If you find that you want to focus on something, we can do a little meditation here. We want to think about our inhales and our exhales like the waves of the ocean. Every time you inhale, the waves are coming into shore. Every time you exhale, the waves are pushing back into the ocean. This is a great meditation because it also incorporates visualization techniques. Take things a little bit further. Let's focus on our exhales, the waves pushing back into the ocean. Let the inhale still come naturally, but we'll focus on the exhale. As you exhale, I want you to bring to mind things that you want to let go, things that you want to push away from yourself. Fear, anxiety, sadness. Make little images or symbols for each of those things, or make one symbol for all of those things, like a spiky ball. Every time you exhale, every time the waves push back into the ocean, visualize this symbol that you created moving further and further away until you can't see it any longer. It disappears into the ocean. Let's begin to focus on the inhales. The exhales will come naturally, but we'll focus on the inhales. Things that we want to bring into our body. We'll visualize the waves coming into shore. Bring to mind the things that you want to come into your life. Happiness, confidence, healing. Create symbols for all of those things, or create one symbol, like a bright, shining sun or a beautiful cloud. Every time you inhale, visualize the waves coming into the ocean and bringing in this symbol that you've created. As you inhale deeply, the symbol comes closer and closer into your body until it's fully engulfing you into its energy. And if you want to take it a step further, visualize yourself in your everyday life, being fearless, confident, completely happy with you and your family and your loved ones. And when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and bring your awareness back into your body. Reach your arms overhead, point your toes down, and we'll roll over to the left side in a little fetal position. Take a moment here and honor the energy you put into your practice. Honor yourself for being here with us today. And when you're ready, come into a seated position facing forward. Legs gently crossed in front of your body. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bow forward, and we'll end our class here. Namaste. Thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you guys for being here with us today too. I hope you enjoyed our practice, and I look forward to you being here with me practicing in other videos. Have a wonderful